But if you say no to it, it's just something that I put together. It might involve me a little bit, but it's not centered around me. So I'm very comfortable not presenting offers because you're not rejecting me, you're just rejecting an offer. And that might just mean that, hey, this offer might not be for you, or that might be that you don't find value in it. And that's fine. Either way, it's fine. It allows me to go back to the drawing table and say, okay, what else can I bring that's of value to you that you perceive valuable? And if I can figure that out, you will pay me. Okay, whether that's $1,000, that's $10,000, that's $50,000, that's $100,000. If I do a good enough job and you are a right candidate, you will pay me the money. And I love that because that means I can write my own check. Okay, and so it allows me to use my brain to find ways that I can serve you better in ways that you will find valuable. And I just think it's the most leveraged way of making money.
This is Secrets for Success.
Welcome to the Secrets for Success podcast. I'm your host, Greg Todd. Thank you as always for joining me. I recently did an episode about how to make your offers crush, and that was a pretty good response. You guys wanted to know more about how to make offers crush. So I decided, well, I teach this to my paid clients. Should I give this to y'all? Okay, I'm in a good mood today. So I'm going to give it to you, and I'm going to talk to you about why I'm such a believer of offers, and even go into it more than I did in the episode that I did on how to make offers crush. I can't remember the episode number, but you can go back and you can listen, to that as well, right? But what I'm going to talk about in this video is the shell of what comprises an offer. I actually have clients that are coming down here to Clearwater, and then I'm meeting with, so I have two waves of clients that are coming here to Clearwater to work on this, okay? And this is what we're going to do, what I'm sharing with you. I'm just going to do it for them, okay? And I have another group that I'm going to be working with in August at my Georgia home, 2 groups there. So 4 groups total over the next 2 months, that this is all we're working on is to get your offer right, okay? Most of you aren't doing offers at all, right? And that is not a good thing for many different reasons. And I'm going to talk about that now. And then I'll talk about the 5 components that need to be in every offer. Is that cool? All right. So let's get into it. Number 1, here's a reason why you should do offers over what you're doing right now, which is probably charging people per session, or you're charging people with a package. I don't like that because everything is revolved around you. You are the offer. You are the main thing. And all that's great until life lifes you, okay? And I remember when life first lifed me, and that was in 2009, and I started to have problems with my body that didn't allow me to show up for my patients in the way that I was doing before. And that disrupts your income, because if you're not there, nobody's going to pay you. Nobody's like, oh, you're sick. Especially if you're a self-employed person, or you are the main face of your business. If you're not there, you don't get paid. And that's very, very, very dangerous. And I've seen so many people that have practices, you're solopreneurs, and you have gone out of business because something has happened to either you or it's happened to a family member. Okay, it is very, very, very dangerous for you guys to be charging people per visit, per session. Okay, I think that's the first thing. The second thing is, when you're doing packages, most people, when they're doing packages, they are incentivizing people to give them more of you. And if people buy in bulk, you're making them pay less for more of you. Screw that. Like, why are you doing that? That is just, it's just showing that it's such an unleveraged way of doing things. You're never going to make a lot of money doing that, okay? So that is the first reason why I hate per visit and I hate packages. And then the second reason is that, what are you selling in per visit? What are you selling in a package? You're selling yourself. And if you're selling yourself and people say no to your per visit or your packages, and I know this was the case for me, you feel like people are rejecting you. And I don't like that. Nobody likes that feeling, okay? Nobody likes the feeling. Maybe it's our ego, whatever it is, it's real. And it's not a good feeling to have. And so I don't like it. I think it sucks. And that's the reason why I'm big on offers. I'm big on offers because an offer is me putting something together in the 5 components that I'm going to share with you in a second. I'm putting something together in a way that you either find valuable or you don't. If you find it valuable and you find it more valuable than the price that I'm charging you, you will pay me the money. If you find it less valuable than the price that I'm charging you, will not pay me the money. And I'm cool either way. But it is a set of things that I have put together that I feel will give you massive value. But if you say no to it, it's just something that I put together. It might involve me a little bit, but it's not centered around me. So I'm very comfortable not presenting offers because you're not rejecting me, you're just rejecting an offer. And that might just mean that, hey, this offer might not be for you, or that might be that you don't find value in it. And that's fine. Either way, it's fine. It allows me to go back to the drawing table and say, okay, what else can I bring that's of value to you that you perceive valuable? And if I can figure that out, you will pay me. Okay, whether that's $1,000, that's $10,000, that's $50,000, that's $100,000. If I do a good enough job and you are a right candidate, you will pay me the money. And I love that because that means I can write my own check. Okay, and so it allows me to use my brain to find ways that I can serve you better in ways that you will find valuable. And I just think it's the most leveraged way of making money. So that's why I'm such a big believer in offers. All right. So now let's talk about what are the 5 components. What's the shell of an offer? Like, what should they all have? When people come here in late July and when I go to Georgia in August, this is what I'm going to make sure I do for people. So if you can't afford that and you're not coming, please listen to what I'm saying here and go figure it out, okay, for yourself. But this is what I'm going to be doing with people with regards to their offer, okay? So your offer has to have a core transformation. Your offer has to have at least acknowledge risk. Your offer has to have some type of bonus. Your offer needs to have some level of scarcity, and your offer has to have a price. Okay, that's it. Those are the 5 components of an offer. All right. So let's talk about each of them. All right. Let's talk about the core transformation first. The core of your offer is this is the result that you're going to get from this main offer that I'm giving you. And instead of it being around Greg Todd, instead of it being around you, it's around the result. Okay. Why that's so good is that allows me to scale my business, because now if I can get people to focus on the result instead of focusing on me, well, when it's time to eliminate me from the offer, people will still buy the offer because I've positioned it to where it's about the result. But if it's around you and everybody's like, oh my gosh, go see Greg. Oh my gosh, go see Sarah. Oh my gosh, go see Tim. Go see this person. Well, now if everybody's saying it's around you, it's very hard to eliminate you and to now put somebody else in. And then you put somebody else in and you lift them up and you pump them up and all this other stuff. And that's great until that person leaves. And then now you got to do it for another person. But if it's around the result, nobody cares who that person or persons are. They're coming for the result anyways. Okay, that's the reason why when you go to Burger King or you go to McDonald's or you go to Chick-fil-A, you really don't care if it's Tina or Tim or Sarah or Susie that's making your Chick-fil-A sandwich or your Whopper or your Big Mac. You don't care because you know you're going to get the result. You're going to get that thing. And so that's how you want to set up your business. You want it to be productized. So that's the first part of it, result. That's the core, okay? All right, number 2. Let's talk about the bonuses, number 2. The bonus is something that you can give people that's going to amplify them getting the result, okay? So here, I'll give you a perfect example. Here, let me use my offer that I did for my mastermind, okay? So the mastermind was just a result. What's the result? By the end of the mastermind, you will have at least one offer totally done, okay? Ready to give out to the marketplace, and you will have an event to be able to sell that offer in a one-to-many format, right? I knew that was a great offer because I know people want the result of productizing themselves. They're sick of just selling themselves all day, right? And they're sick of doing it for every discovery visit or every evaluation, right? They want to do it in a leveraged way, okay? And so I charge $15,000 for that offer, okay? So if you're charging $100 or $200 or whatnot, and I can get you to do an offer to where it's $3,000 and people find that offer so valuable that they pay you $3,000, it takes you 5 offers for you to make back your investment. That's it, okay? And so that was my core of my offer, okay? That was the result. If you don't want that result, you're not gonna buy it. But most people said, oh my gosh, I want that, and they bought it, okay? Cool. All right, so that was the first part. All right, now let's talk about the second part, the bonuses. Okay, so the bonus is what will amplify that, okay? What are other things that I need besides someone helping me with putting together my offer? What are other things that I would need in the offer in order to make that offer amplified, to make that result amplified, okay? And so I knew that if I set it up in a way to where we would put together your offer, but we would do it in a shortened time period that would amplify the offer. Okay, so instead of having a traditional mastermind or having a traditional coaching program where you would do that over 12 months, I was like, hey, what if we did that in 90 days or less? And so that's what I did. I said, all right, this is how we're going to do it. We're going to do it in 90 days or less because I knew people would find that valuable. And the way we're going to do that is I'm actually going to invite you to my home. Okay, I'm going to invite you to my home. I'm going to fly in my staff. Most of my staff is local, but any of the staff that are not, I'm going to fly them in, and we have a whole system of how we put together our offers so that we crush it, right? And so that's what I was going to do for people, right? And so what else I did is I said, okay, I'm going to also give you staff that you can take home with you. So I had my team build out AI assistants, build out 5 of them for each of my clients, okay? So that's a bonus that would basically amplify the core offer, the result that people are looking for, okay? So you guys following this so far? I am positioning the result. Most of you, what you do is you say, oh my gosh, you can work with me for 7 weeks, for 12 weeks, for 24 weeks. Nobody wants your time. People just want the result. All you're showing is that the longer your thing is, it's showing your lack of competency, that it takes you longer to get a result. So the shorter, I knew that would be more beneficial for people, but you got to position it right, okay? So that was the bonus. That was the bonus that we gave people, all right? So the result alone should make people want to buy it. But then the bonus is like, oh my gosh, like this is awesome. Okay, I want to do this. Okay, so that was number 2. All right, number three is the risk, okay? You've got to acknowledge that there's a risk involved, okay? Now you can give a money back guarantee. You can do that. You can give a service-based guarantee. Hey, I'll continue to work with you until it gets done. And that's what we're doing with our clients. Like, hey, listen, if we don't get this done, we will work with you until this is done and we will charge you. Okay. And so that is a service-based guarantee, right? And so you want to acknowledge that, because here's the deal. People don't want to make bad decisions. And they want to know that if they made a bad decision, they can get it back, right? Just think of like if you go to a car dealership. Like they say, hey, listen, you're making a big decision. All right, you have 3 days that if something's wrong with the car, this, that, you can bring it back and no questions asked, and we'll give you back your deposit, this, that, da, da, da. It's like a lemon law, right? Okay, or 7 days or whatever it is. But you've got to give people that. Okay, think about right now, if you're doing your packages or your per visit, are you doing this for people? Well, it's probably why you're not getting more people buying your stuff, okay? So we talked about core results, we talked about bonuses, and we talked about risk, okay? The fourth thing is scarcity, okay? So here's what I did in the offer. Scarcity is saying that I'm gonna penalize you if you don't do this right now. Okay, if you don't do this right now, I'm gonna penalize you, all right? Now, you're not saying that with people, but basically you're giving them reason, you're giving them incentive for them to move. Now, this is the thing you guys must understand. When people are in a buying environment, when you've moved them forward, you've got to close the deal on them if they're the right person, okay? If not, they'll go back and they'll forget about their problem and they'll go back to being comfortably uncomfortable, okay? So what I did is I said, okay, for those of you that move forward and you do it now, here's what we're gonna do, okay? All right, the first 10 of you, I'm gonna actually put you up. So you're not going to have to worry about any of your accommodations. Okay. So some people are going to my Blue Ridge, cabin. All right. So we had to go and rent out cabins for those people that were part of the 10. Okay. For the ones that came to Clearwater, we had to go and rent out a home really close to where my townhouse is. Right. Okay. So like just that alone, people started to rush to the back. Okay. Because I penalized you for not moving forward. I also incentivize you for doing it now and to taking action, okay? What are you gonna do for your clients, right? What thing can you give them now so that they move forward? Here, I'll give you a perfect example of how we just did this yesterday. Somebody bought a $3,500 program yesterday, and one of the incentives we said is that, listen, if you move forward right now, we'll actually do your onboarding with you so that you can get started with the program right now. It's a very, very simple incentive. But it made the person say, okay, I'll pay you the money right now so I can do my onboarding right now. I don't have to wait 4 days or a week or 2 weeks or whatever. I can get started on this right now. And people want that, okay? And so those are the first 4 things. And if you do all that right, then let's talk about number 5, which is the price, okay? As long as the price is lower than the value that they perceive, the price should be, they will buy it. That's it. And the higher that value is in relation to the price, the higher probability that they're going to buy it. Here's one more thing I want you all to know. I understand that not everybody's going to buy my offer and not everybody's going to buy your offer. But what I want is everybody that wants to buy it will buy it. That's what I want. I don't want 60% or 70%. I want everybody that has the potential to buy it will buy it. And that's something that I have to thank one of my mentors, Myron Golden, for helping me with. I remember we were doing an event. He was a part of my event, and I was nervous about the offer that I was presenting to the marketplace. And Myron said, he said, Greg, look, the system that we have that I'm coaching you on, everyone that can buy will buy. He said, don't worry about numbers. Don't worry about that. All you want to focus on is your process. And so this is my question to you all. Is your process good enough that you know that everybody that can buy your offer will buy? I mean, number one, do you even have an offer? Okay, so if you don't have an offer, let's do that. And then do you have a process? And that process that I just showed you, that shell, that's what you want. You want it to where everybody that can buy will buy. At my event, not everybody bought my offer, but everyone that could buy it did buy it. And that's how you know you have a good offer, okay? Everyone that could, did, okay? Everyone that wanted it, got it, okay? And that's it. Doesn't need to be everybody, but the ones that could do it, did do it. And that's what you want. So just make sure you have that in play. It will help you. It will serve you. It will leverage you as well. All right. I hope that helps you guys. Till next time.